Honorable Minister of Social Development. Order. Order. Members in the gallery, we welcome your presence but not your participation. Please be quiet and not get involved in the affairs of the House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, Honorable Mbata.
Can the minister take a question?
Minister, would you like to take a question?
No.
Honorable Minister?
No.
The answer is no, sir. Take your
But
seat.
she's busy eating a grant.
Honorable Member?
Thank you for giving us this opportunity to set the record straight. In the process, allay the fears of social grant beneficiaries and ordinary South Africans who have been confused by the prophets of doom and those who want to portray themselves as moral saviors, as well as those who want to deepen this crisis. Social grants will be paid on the 1st of April. From the outset, I would like to reiterate the assurance
Deputy
of
Speaker.
the President of the
Honorable,
Republic of South Africa,
order,
Mr.
honorable
Jacob
members.
Zuma, that there is
Honorable
no
members,
crisis
order,
at Sassa.
Honorable
All
Minister.
eligible.
Honorable Minister, can you just give me a moment? Honorable members in the gallery, I requested you. It's not allowed to participate by way of clapping or ululating in any form that suggests you are participating in the affairs of the House. Please be with us respectfully. Thank you very much. Honorable Minister, please proceed.
From the outset, I would like to reiterate the assurance of the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Jacob Zuma, that there is no crisis at Sassa. All eligible social grant beneficiaries will receive their money on 1st April and beyond, as well as the recommendation by Senior Counsel Trent Groove. This government inherited a social security system that was fragmented and coordinated and skewed towards meeting the needs of the selected few. The mandate to reform our social security system arises from Section 27 of the Constitution, which states that everyone has the right to access social security, including if they are unable to support themselves and their dependents. 23 years into our democracy, it is important to ask ourselves, how far has this government gone towards progressive realization of the right to access to social security as the Constitution clearly provides? Kumele sizibuze ukuthi emva kweminyaka eyamashumi.
Deputy Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Minister, please take your seat. Yes, Honorable
Deputy
Member.
Speaker, is it parliamentary for the minister to wear ANC colors in Parliament?
Honorable Minister, please proceed. We'll rule on that.
Wenzeni uhulumeni kaKhongolose ukugcina lo myalelo womthetho sekelo? We have without fail been paying the right grant to the right person at the right time and place njalo since Sassa's establishment 10 years ago. We will continue doing so without fail come 1st April this year and beyond. The mandate of Sassa is to ensure the provision of comprehensive social security against vulnerability and poverty within the constitutional and legislative framework of our country. The agency has touched and changed many lives of our people for the better. Despite the challenges the agency experienced in its infancy stage, it has and continues without fail to deliver on its core mandate of providing a cushion to the poor against the economic shocks and factors beyond their control. Today, South Africa is ranked as one of the countries with the most extensive and progressively targeted social security system. The number of people receiving grants increased from 2.4 million in 1998 to over 70 million to date. And uma ngabe sifika la kuhulumende, abantu babethi imali yama grant iyamosha. Manje ngoba abantu sebe u17 million, bonke abantu sebeyawafuna ama grant. Abanye sebe masha nabantwana, abasacabanga ukuthi logo ku wrong. Wonke umuntu ohola igrant unendaba yethemba ehambisana negrant. Siqala ngomama uNogate Maya. Indaba kaMama uNogate ohlala elalini yasemqanduli eEastern Cape enye yalezi ndaba. Umama uNogate uhola impesheni ewu1530 ehhovisi lakwamzamomhle. Kuqala umama ono 110 bekufanele ukuthi ahambe amakhilometer awu32 eya eMthatha eyothola impesheni yakhe ebhange noma eposini
Honorable Minister,
lasemqanduli.
please take your seat. Yes, Honorable Mhlongo.
No, I wanted to know from the minister whether the schools are closed today, Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable member, that's not a point of order. What are you raising on?
No, I wanted to know whether the schools are closed today.
No, take your seat. Proceed, Honorable Minister.
Bekufanele ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi umama aboleke noma ubaba aboleke u40 rand ukuze akwazi ukuthi ahambe ayohola, agibele evenini engamvikeli futhi emenza ukuthi angabi nesithunzi. Kodwa namhlanje umama uNogate uya ku pay point esemqanduli and udinga isithupha sakhe kuphela ukuthi ahole igrant. Umama uNogate is one of many stories of hope, a story of improving the quality of life and restoring the dignity of our people that Sassa has brought to many rural people throughout the country, from Muyeshe in Limpopo, Jozin in KwaZulu-Natal to Skumansdal in Mpumalanga. The opposition claims that there is a crisis at Sassa, is therefore nothing more than a mere self-serving propaganda and political grandstanding of the highest order. They must stop with their scare campaign, which has caused public panic and anxiety. Baqhuba i-agenda bayiqala ngokhetho, bafike babuza umbuzo, baphendulwa ngempendulo eyayikade ithathwe ka-Stats SA. Bahambe bethi iSouth Africa yonke sithe igrant izokwehliswa. Manje bayayijabulisa ngokuthi bathi hayi angeke isaholwa igrant. And this they are doing to remove the authority of the African National Congress, the governing party. By their own admission, the post office considered that they will not be able to offer a convenient payment solution anytime soon without the assistance of the current service provider. More importantly, the post office does not have technological and operational solution to deliver the grants to beneficiaries without limitation or inconvenience. Also, more than 100 post offices have been closed. But also, SAPO wants to use a voucher system that is not clear on how we are going to prevent the duplication of payment systems. The solution yet again requires the assistance of the present company. Similarly, the banking infrastructure requires beneficiaries to travel approximately 22
Chairperson.
kilometers to receive their social grant
Honourable Minister.
instead of 5 kilometers
Honourable Minister,
stipulated in
please
the
take your
norms and
seat.
standards by Sassa.
Yes, Honourable Waters.
Chairperson, will the Minister take a simple question?
Honourable Minister, please.
No.
Why
The
not?
answer is no. No, take your seat. Proceed, Honourable Minister.
But one other important thing that we must specify here is that we are not going to allow anyone to enforce PIN verification in this system. Secondly, we want to say that on a monthly basis, Green Road returns the interest to Sassa. From July 2016 to February 2017, they have returned 10 million point 9. Okunye esifuna ukusho ukuthi we
Point of
don't
order,
want this thing.
Out of order, Speaker.
What's your point of order? What are you raising on?
Speaker, I rise on point 31, that the refusal of the minister to take questions is actually the violation of the right of this House to hold the minister accountable.
All right.
And the minister take a simple question, please. NgesiZulu. Sayibuza ngesiZulu.
Honourable Minister, just respond to
Angeke
the question.
nguthathe umbuzo Speaker, Deputy Speaker.
Thank you very. Go ahead, Honourable Minister.
Okunye okubalekile.
Point of order, Chair.
What's your point of order?
Yeah. With due respect, Deputy Speaker, the Minister read a very confusing number. Can she read it again?
Honourable member, take your seat and listen.
I'm
Take
willing
your
to
seat.
take a seat, but
No,
really,
take your seat.
that number is confusing.
Honourable Mbati, ulilungu elihloniphekile.
I have a right to hear
Sicela
a
ukuthi-
correct number.
Sicela ukuthi siqhubeke nokuhlonipha.
I'm
Ihansard
confused.
izokutshela. Hlala phansi,
I
Honourable
need a
member.
right to have a
Honourable
correct
member,
number.
hlala phansi. Ubambe umthetho. Proceed, Honourable Minister.
Okunye esifuna ukukubalula ukuthi social grant beneficiaries are not for sale. So wonke umuntu ofuna ukuza neprogram akangafike ebelethe ingane ngoba wonke umuntu ufika ngathi msulwa ebelethe ingane ngemuva. Njengamanje sinama pay points awu 10,000. Okunye okulandelayo ukuthi amabhange njalo ngenyanga athola 70 million just for swiping cards of grant beneficiaries. And then enye into efanele siyazi uGreen Road njengamanje ama-owners akhona amanye awu-Rembrandt nabanye. uRembrandt uno 35% wama-shares kuGreen Road. Efanele sibuze umbuzo ukuthi yini indaba kuliwa kangaka. Indaba enkulu iwukuthi manje umholo siyawuthatha siwuyisa ebantwini. Economic activity must take place where our people are. And kuyeka ukuthi kube ama-big retailers athola i-interest ngemholo yabantu bakithi. Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Honourable Masango. The honourable members.
Honourable Deputy Speaker, last week I submitted a prior application for the contract between the Department of Social Development and Net1 Cash Pay Master Services for the distribution of 17 million grants to the
Order, Chair.
poorest of the poor in our country.
On the point of order, Chair.
Yes, honorable member. Honorable
Thank you,
Masango,
Chair.
please take your seat.
Thank
Yes.
you, Chair. Benguza ukuthi member can she take a question?
Honorable Masango.
No, I will not be.
The answer is no, honorable member. Proceed, honorable member.
The response was that there is
All the honorable members, can we be quiet?
The response was that there is no contract between CPS and the South African Social Security Agency, with 2.5 weeks to go until the current invalid contract with CPS expires, and no alternate plan to ensure grants will be paid. This is an unbelievable example of recklessness and hopeless inability of Social Development Minister Bathabile Dlamini, who has put the livelihoods of millions of our people at risk. It is now blatantly clear that she has done all in her power to avoid having to produce any contract for the Constitutional Court scrutiny and possible adverse comment.
Point of order, Chair.
Honorable Masango, please take. Yes, honorable member.
Ngiku rule 66B. Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi njengoba iDA bimasha kwakhona ingane zabantu abamnyama kuphela zazilapha ezabelungu.
On a point of order, Deputy Speaker.
Honorable member, that's not a
Point of order, Deputy Speaker.
That's not a point of order. Proceed, honorable member.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, it sounds like the shoe is fitting and the members must just wear it. It is now blatantly clear that she has done all in her power to avoid having to produce any contract for the Constitutional Court scrutiny and possible adverse comments, something that Net1 CPS has openly admitted they wish to avoid. It is also clear that
Yes.
a day that this minister
Honorable
is
member.
desperate.
Honorable Masango, just please take a seat. Yes, honorable member, what are you rising on?
I'm rising on rule number 83, which says that a member must, as far as possible, refrain from reading his or her speech. The member is always reading. That's not a poem. She must.
Honorable member.
She must just refresh.
Honorable member. Honorable Masango, please proceed.
Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Yes, what are you raising, honorable member?
I'm rising on point 89, where the honorable member is addressing the merits which are sitting pending in the courts. So she must distance herself from the merits that she's talking about, about the Constitutional Court. I thank you.
Honorable Masango, please proceed. We will deal with the issues as they arise. Please proceed.
Deputy Speaker.
No, honorable member. What are you raising on?
So it's all right for ANC members to rise, but not members of the opposition.
Honorable member, sorry?
It's all right for members of the ANC to rise on points of order. But
no, I'm asking you, what are you raising on?
I'm rising on a previous ruling made in this House about vexatious points of order. It is very clear that the strategy of the ANC whippery is to disrupt the speakers in the House. This is a House of debate. Members must be allowed to put their points across in a debate. These frivolous points of order are not advancing the debate or assisting this House. And I would ask you to rule on that.
Honorable Masango, please proceed. Honorable members, let's proceed. Honorable members, you won't shout at me to do that. I object to instruct me to rule. You know that rulings can be done by a presiding officer when he chooses to do so at the appropriate time. Honorable Masango, proceed, please.
The CEO of Sassa, Thokozani Magwaza, told the media recently that the minister blocked all his efforts to report back to the Constitutional Court, which she was obliged to do, about the payment of social grants, and that she personally interfered when he tried to find a solution to the crisis. When the agency was about to petition the court for guidance early last month, she issued 11th-hour instructions to block the process. She has desperately and determinedly ensured that there is no communication with the highest court in the land on an issue which affects millions and millions of South Africans. The same CEO booked into hospital due to stress and has been off sick for 2 weeks. And according to reports, his acting CEO, Thamo Mzobe, was also hospitalized with the same condition. And last week, Social Development Director General Zain Dango resigned. What we have here, Deputy Speaker, is a case of honest officials. Speaker. And there are many of them coming head to head.
Speaker,
Yes, what are you rising on?
can Member Vaselina take a question?
Honorable Masango? The answer is no. Take your seat, Honorable Member.
Stop misleading the House.
Honorable Member, don't even try that. Honorable Members, you know that you're not supposed to be making statements when you are not allowed to do so. When the decision is made that you are not going to be responded to, please obey the rulings of the chair and allow members to proceed. Proceed, Honorable Member.
But Chair, she's misleading the House.
Honorable Member. Proceed, Honorable Member.
What we have here is a case of honest officials, and there are many of them coming head to head with the truly ominous agenda of the minister and indeed the president to keep this corrupt contract at all costs. To be playing games like this with 17 million South Africans at this critical stage is scandalous and should see her removed immediately. The whole country is seized with this crisis. The DA will not rest until we get to the bottom of this sorry saga. We will not rest until we have answers and accountability. And the minister stood here earlier on and said that someone is trying to remove the authority of the ANC. Well, the person that's doing that single-handedly, successfully, is the Minister Bathabile Dlamini. Thank you so much.
Honorable Mente.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Speaker.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker.
Sorry, Honorable Member, there's someone speaking here. Yes, Honorable Member, what are you rising on?
Yes, I would like to know if the member of the podium is willing to take a question.
Bring it on.
Why are you wearing the EFF regalia in the House?
Honorable Member, please proceed.
Deputy Speaker, I don't think that deserves an answer. I will not honor it. Deputy Speaker, is not about Sassa paying out money or grants to the people on the 1st of April. Kodwa isizathu esisibeka apha namhlanje is a matter of principle. Isizathu esisibeka apha namhlanje is a matter of abantu from president we-ANC no minister uBathabile Dlamini abangafuni ukumamela i-court. While a lot can be said about the social grant crisis, we must not be misled, and South Africans must know. It is only a sick government that is willing to put in jeopardy the only social security that exists for more than 17 million South Africans who depend on these grants for food. It is only when we have a constitutional delinquent as a president that ministers and government officials will willy-nilly ignore the constitutional court. What is a fact is that Minister Bathabile Dlamini has done everything in her powers, including undermining the constitutional court, to ensure that the country has no other option.
Please take your seat. Yes, Honorable Member.
The Honorable Member on the podium has referred to His Excellency President Zuma as a constitutional delinquent, and we would like him to remove that.
It's a political statement, Honorable Member. Thank you. Proceed, Honorable Member.
Thank you. It is a fact that the Minister Bathabile Dlamini has done everything in her powers, including undermining the constitutional court, to ensure that the country has no other option but to continue with the unconstitutional and illegal contract with ECPS. Let alone the fact that this contract has been declared unconstitutional and illegal more than 2 years ago. What is a fact is that Minister Bathabile Dlamini went further to prevent the CEO and Sassa and the former DG who resigned because of toxic working relationship with the minister to do the right thing and obey the Constitutional Court ruling. What is also a fact that is confirmed by the National Treasury and the Minister of Finance at Scopa this morning is the fact that the Minister Bathabile Dlamini has been hell-bent in undermining the National Treasury's assistance in putting and solving the crisis. We are being held ransom, we are being robbed, we are being disrespected, and all of this because of parasital attitude, greed, and corruption. The ANC is insulting our intelligence, and it is insulting the voters. It is now clear for everyone to see that the ANC is not only anti-black, but is also anti-poor. We are facing here the money laundering scheme by CPS, Green Road, and Sassa. The 10 million that has been accrued, what are you doing with it? What is the greatest threat is not that grants will not be paid on 1st April, but the greatest threat is minister who is willing to be in contempt of the highest court in the land to keep a corrupt and illegal contracts that benefits their friends, their families, and close comrades. Now the step that we must put forward are, the EFF want to put on record that we want social grants to be paid on the 1st of April. Not some, but everyone. The EFF reiterate that under no circumstances should Sassa and Department of Social Development enter into a contract with CPS or anyone that is in violation of provisions of the constitutions. The EFF calls for Minister Bathabile Dlamini to step down with immediate effect to avoid rendering our constitutional order into a mockery. The minister's conduct in this whole saga is not only despicable, but must be condemned. The EFF further calls for the establishment of a state bank with footprint across the country, with a cost-efficient system to pay grants through its offices, mobile operations, work with the post bank, and also more localized government structures such as municipalities. It is such crisis that reminds us why is the key government to build capacity and not outsource critical functions such as